Hey everyone, it's Sam Ovens here, and welcome to step 15 of the Level 1 Facebook training. So this training this video concludes Level 1 of this training for getting Facebook up and running. And step 15 is effective daily campaign management and reporting. So once we've set up your campaign, that's really the hard part, and now we kind of go into daily management. So you've got this whole setup process, and then you've got the daily management and optimization of it. And this step is seriously important. So it's important that you watch this training a few times, thoroughly understand it, and then build this into your daily routine every single day moving forward. So let's jump right into it. So you want to get into the habit of checking your campaigns once every 24 hours at the same time. For example, 10 a.m. every single day. So you should go into your Google Calendar and you should block out an hour every day at the same time, and you should call it campaign management. And then all you do is you check your campaigns within that hour and nowhere else. So a lot of people make the mistake of watching their campaigns like a hawk and watching the numbers every minute, every hour, and their emotions are going up and down. And it's like the stock market. You can't watch it every minute. If you do, you're going to make the wrong sort of decisions. So you have to check it every 24 hours and set a time when you're going to do that. And do not watch your campaigns by the minute or hour. And whatever you do not make any changes to your campaigns without a time window of at least 24 to 48 hours to let enough data come through. So if you've set up your campaigns, you need to wait 48 hours before you get any data. So don't set up your campaigns, watch it for half a day, and then freak out that it's not working. It will not work. You have to wait 48 hours. And then if you make a change to your campaigns, you have to wait another 48 hours. This is not, you can't be impulsive. You have to follow these rules. Otherwise, this will just flat out not work. So it's really important to build this into your discipline and to build this into, your daily routine. And guys, if you do not follow these rules, your campaign will be a mess and nobody will be able to help you diagnose what's working and what's not. So if you jump onto one of the weekly calls or if you ask for help, if you haven't followed these rules, we won't be able to help you. But if you follow these rules, we'll be able to get to the heart of the matter right away, and we'll be able to get this resolved, and we'll be able to get it working for you. So remembering our KPIs. Now, advertising is science. Like this thing that we're doing here, this isn't chance, this isn't luck or hope or anything like this, or anything like that. This is absolute science, and this works, and I know the numbers. And so there is no, this doesn't work for me, or this. That just means you haven't followed the process and you haven't, done it correctly. There is no ifs, buts, or anything else about it. This is absolute science. So don't assume anything. Never assume something unless you have a hard data point to back it up. So don't think, my campaign's not working. That doesn't mean anything. You want to let 48 hours go and then diagnose which number is causing your campaign not to work. And let the data speak, and then act accordingly. So don't assume anything, don't freak out and then make a change based on your emotions. Wait until the data comes through, compare that data to our benchmarks, and then act accordingly to that. As an entrepreneur, the chances are, I know because I've sold everyone into this program, chances are 95% of you guys are, emotional driven. And not analytical. And so it makes it hard to get into this frame of mind, but it is really important to be analytical and to leave your emotions out of it and just judge everything by the numbers and the data. So very simple, if the number is within KPI, awesome, leave it alone. If it's outside of KPI, it's bad, and we need to turn it off and fix it by trying something new. And our KPIs. So you're probably thinking, KPIs. Well, we covered those earlier in this training, but I'm going to go over them again for you because this is the most important thing. Is it in KPI or is it out of KPI? And what I want you to do is print this out and look at it every single day to remind yourself. Have your KPIs up on your wall and check it every day to make sure that you're within KPI or outside of KPI. So these are our KPIs here. So first of all, we have clicks. So this is when people click on our ads. And we should be paying in between $1 and $3 per click. Then we have opt-ins. So these are people that come to our landing page and enter their email address. And we should be having conversions at 20% plus. And this means we should be getting conversions from between $3 and $10. And then we have applications. And we should be having about 5 to 10% of people who opt in take us up on an application. And finally, we have sales. And these are the people we do strategy sessions with, and these are the people who sign up and become a client. And we should convert 20% of strategy sessions, which means we should be able to acquire customers from between $200 and $1,000, and we should be able to get applications from between 40 and 200. So these are our KPIs. Now here's how to diagnose what's going wrong. If you think your campaign isn't working, you need to drill down and see where in here that it isn't working. So are you getting clicks from between 1 and 3? If yes, awesome, move to the next one. If you aren't, then has your campaign been running for a full 48 hours? If it's only been running for 12 hours or 1 day, no one's going to want to hear about that. You have to let it run for 48 hours. Then, does it have a low CTR? If it does, a low click-through rate, and low click-through rate is really anything below 2%. So if it does have a low CTR, chances are it's the image. 80% probability if you have a low CTR is that the image is wrong. So you're going to need to find some new images and you're going to have to test some new images. And then then you let that run for another 48 hours. And if it's still a low CTR, then you want to try some new angles. And angles is the copy. And most of the time in my experience, if you have a low CTR, it means that you haven't been testing enough images or your audience size is too small. So guys, you need to stay within clicks first of all, and you need to keep testing different things until you get this right. Until you're getting clicks for $1, in between $1 and $3, then you need to keep trying variations here until you get it right. Some people get it right off the bat. Other people it takes a few tweaks and changes, but eventually you will get this right. And then once you have it right, then we move on to the next piece, opt-ins. Are 20% of the people that are landing on your web page opting in and entering their email address? If yes, awesome, move on to the next step. If no, then have you had 100 hits to your site? So if you go to your landing page software like Unbounce, does it say that 100 people have visited your site? If not, then you don't have enough data to make this assumption, and you have to keep running your ads until you get more clicks to your website. Because what can happen is if you've only had 50 clicks and no one's opted in, it doesn't mean that you have a 0% conversion rate. It means the data is statistically insignificant. So you need to wait for more opt-ins. And once you have 100 opt-ins, then you can make an assumption whether you need to improve your conversion rate or not. So if you have 100 opt-ins and you're still below 20%, that means you have low conversions. That means that chances are your landing page doesn't match your ad. So is the headline the same? Is the message the same? Is the angle the same? And is the image the same? It has to be the same. What is happening is if people are clicking on your ad, it means that they like it. Now, if they click on the ad and they like it and then they come to the landing page and they don't opt in, it means that the landing page and the ad are incongruent and the person feels like, hey, this isn't really what I clicked on. And so they leave. So it has to look the same. It has to feel the same. The language has to be the same. The angle has to be the same. The headline has to be the same. And the image has to be the same. So first and foremost, most of the time when people get low opt-ins, it's because the landing page does not match the ad. Now, if it does, and you still aren't getting conversions, check the technology. A lot of the time I see people make this mistake. Test it on a mobile phone. Test it on your computer. Get your friend to test it on their computer. Test it at least 10, 20 times to make sure it works, because you would be amazed at how many people run their campaign for a week and then they come to me and they're like, Sam, what's going wrong? And I'm like, hey, did you test this? Because it doesn't work. It seems simple enough. They're like, hey, I'm not getting any opt-ins, and I test it and it doesn't work. I'm like, dude, it's impossible to opt in. I'm not surprised anyone's been opting in. So check your technology. And then if you've still tested your technology and you've made sure that your landing page matches your ad, you probably want to try some more landing page options. You might want to put some more information on the landing page. You might want to put a little bit of a description about yourself, or you might want to put some case study or testimonials or something like that. You just have to keep trying things in here until you get your opt-in rate at 20%. Now, once you've got that, you move forward to the next step, which is applications. So these are people who opt in, view the video, and then fill out the survey and schedule a call with us. So if you've had 100 opt-ins, well, first and foremost, we should be getting 5% of applications to 5% of people who opt in to take us up on a strategy session. Now, for us to know this number, that means we need 100 opt-ins. So if you've only had 10 opt-ins and no strategy sessions, no, we're not going to be able to help you. If you've had 50, 60, 70, we're still not going to be able to help you. You need to have 100 opt-ins. If you don't have 100 opt-ins, you're looking at a number that doesn't mean anything. That's step one. So if you've had 100 opt-ins and you haven't had any strategy sessions, then it means that you have low conversions, and then we need to check these things. So first of all, does the video match the ad? So does the video use the same angle, the same messaging, the same language, the same look and feel as the ad and the landing page? It has to be congruent. Then you want to check the technology. Does this video play correctly on mobile phones, on tablets, on all of those different things? You want to do some technology tests. And if still you've tried all of these things and it doesn't work, then it probably means that your video is off and you need to remake your video. And sometimes you have to play around in here for a little bit until you get things right. But in my experience, the video generally always works when you copy what I have. I've never really had someone have to rebuild their video. Then the next step, once you've got people opting in, once you've got people scheduling strategy sessions at a 5 to 10% rate, awesome, now it comes to sales. And this is where we get on the phone with them, we do a strategy session, and we should close 1 in 5, which is 20%. Now, if you're first and foremost, you need to do at least 20 calls, more like 50 calls, to know whether you've got a low conversion rate or not. If you've done 10 calls and you haven't made any sales, it doesn't mean that these leads are bad. It means you just do not have enough data. Sometimes I personally go a full 10 calls without closing a sale. So even having everything as dialed in as I have, and after I've done over 1,500 strategy sessions and truly mastered it, I still have 10 back-to-back calls which all give me no. So what that means is that you need more data. Don't complain that you don't know that this campaign isn't giving you enough strategy sessions or the wrong type of strategy sessions until you've done more than 20 calls. You have to have done 20 calls and you have to have recorded them all in order for us to diagnose this last piece of the puzzle. So if you've done more than 20 calls, you've recorded them all, and you don't have any conversions, then it's safe to assume you have low conversions. And then the next thing is, are you using the script? So be fully honest. Are you going through every single piece of the script? If you miss out a piece, or if you create your own version of it or anything like that, chances are it won't work. So you must be using the script. And then what are the objections that you're getting? So how are people giving you objections? And are you handling the objections the way I've trained you to do it? And so if you're using the script, you've been handling the objections the way I've trained you to do it, and you've been doing everything the way I've said, and you've done more than 20 calls and you still don't have a conversion, then you need to listen to the recordings and keep practicing. Sometimes it just takes practice. I've had people go through this training and not really get good at this until they've done about 30 calls, and then they're on fire. Like Andrew Argue went, I think, 20 calls and didn't get any sales, but he was learning. Each time he did a call, he learned, he adjusted his approach, he got better, he got more confident, and now he's making 7 figures a year, and he's one of my 7-figure case studies. So again, keep practicing, listen to your calls, record them, do all of this stuff. Guys, each step is, a little bit of mastery. So you have to get the clicks working right, then you have to get the opt-ins working right, then you have to get the applications working right, and then you have to get the sales working right. And you need to work on each piece one step at a time. And the end result, when you get all of these working well together, is that your business is just going to explode, and you're going to be able to get predictable, you're going to get clients on demand and with predictability, and your business is going to skyrocket. So that's the end result, and that's why it's worth going through all of this stuff. So here's our daily workflow. So that if you've blocked out every day at 10 a.m., here's what you do. So step one is you log in to your business manager. So I'll pull this up right here. If I go to business manager, and you want to go into your advertising account, and you want to sort your campaigns by active, and I'm going to go into just this. I don't have any ads running right now, so I'm just going to have to go, just for this video's sake, go into an old one. And you want to sort campaigns by active, and then you want to set up your columns correctly. So to do that, you need clicks all, CTR, CPC, CPL, leads number, CPSS, and strategy session number. So I'll explain what those are. So in here, go to columns, and then click on customize columns. And then you want to look at ad set name, budget, link clicks, CTR link, CPC link, whiteboard video opt-ins. So we're going to change that, okay. So back here I said we need clicks, CTR, CPC. So we've got link clicks, CTR, CPC, perfect. And then we want CPL and leads number. So to get cost per lead, we need to click on websites here, and we need to scroll down and select our campaign. So you'll be doing the VSL or the JIT webinar. This campaign is the JIT, so I'm going to select opt-ins and strategy session applications. So if you're doing the VSL funnel, you're going to select VSL opt-ins, VSL strategy session applications. And what else did we need? We needed the number of leads, the cost per strategy session, and the strategy session number. So then I can click on cost per strategy session application and cost per strategy session opt-in. Click on apply. And now what you want to do is click on columns, and then you want to click on save, and then save this. So we want to call this strategy session, JIT, and then we want to call it metrics. And yours will be VSL if you're starting with that. Now we've got that set up, we don't have to do that again. And now we're looking at the right data. Then you want to look at 1-day time windows, 3-day time windows, 7-day time windows, and then 28-day time windows to see how the data is changing. You want to see if you're trending up or trending down. And so to do that, up here we go, we could go today or we could go yesterday, and then you want to go, change these dates up here and look at how your data is trending. I haven't run this campaign, so we're not for a while, so I'm not looking at live data right now. You want to see, is your CTR going up or down? Is your cost per click going up or down? You want to see how your numbers are moving over time periods and to see whether you've got a general trend going up or down. The next step is to turn off ad sets that are outside of KPI. So you want to come back here and you want to look at any ad sets. You want to sort by cost per strategy session. You want to search by cost per lead. And you want to look through here and see anything that's converting outside of KPI. Now KPI is in between $3 and $10. So you need to be getting leads. You need to be getting leads for under $10 each. Very important, you're getting leads for under $10 each. And then you want to turn off anything that's not giving you leads for under $10 each. And you want to leave on the things that are giving you leads at under $10 each. And that's what we do. So we go through that and we change all of our, we turn off the ad sets that aren't working, we leave on the ad sets that are working. And then you want to look at indicators for time to change ads. So so long as you're within KPI on your numbers, you can leave it. Even if things are trending up and things are getting more expensive, it's okay provided that you are within KPI. And then the final step is to report on yesterday's data, and this is seriously important. So to do this, you log into the Business Manager, you sort the columns just like I showed you how to sort them, and then you want to open your ads tracking Google Doc, ready to report the data. So I'm giving you this Google Doc here. I'll put a link below this video and you'll be able to download it and upload it to Google Docs. And this document here is awesome for tracking everything. On the first tab, I put in my logins. So I put in Unbounce, WordPress, all of your different logins, what we use them for and everything, just so I've got a good file here for reference to log into everything in one place. Then we want to test our audiences. So you've got ideas, winners, and losers. So you come up with an idea for an audience and you put it in here. And then when you're testing it, you move it into the testing column. And then if it wins, you put it into the winning column. And then if it loses, you put it into the losers column. So you know what has worked, what hasn't, and what you've got to test, and this keeps track of everything. And you can see here, for my winners and for my losers, I know what the results are. So the Frank Kern audience is 140,000 people, and it cost me about $4.98 a lead. And then we've got the Napoleon Hill audience, and it's a winner. Then we've got the Napoleon Hill audience over here. It's a loser, and it gets $20 leads. So it's outside of KPI. All of this stuff here is within KPI, and this is outside of KPI. So I've got a nice document built up here of winning audiences and losing audiences and things I'm going to test and am currently testing. And you need to start to build up the same intelligence for yourself and your business. Then on the next tab, I've got angles. So what copy angles have you tried? What angles on your message have, again, ideas, testing, winners, and losers? Track everything. And then add creative. So here we've got the images we're trying, and we've got ideas, testing, winners, and losers. So every time you test an image, put it in here. Does it work? Yes or no? You need to have ideas, testing, winners, and losers. Guys, it is so important that you track everything. The guys who make 7 figures, the guys who absolutely crush it, they keep very good records and they test everything. And when they come to me, they have all of their stuff together. They're like, Sam, here's my campaign, here's all of my data over the last week. What do you think I should do to improve it? Those guys win. Those guys get the 7-figure results. However, some guys come to me and they're like, Sam, my campaign's not working. And I say, okay, well, where's your data? And they don't have any. Now, if you don't have any data, nobody's going to be able to help you. That's not just me being cruel. That is an absolute fact. Not me or anyone else out there is going to be able to help you unless you follow the rules, follow our proven process, and you keep track of everything. So you need to do all of this stuff. So you want to have your logins, your audiences, your angles, your ad creative, and then you want to track your stats on a daily basis. And this is really important that you do this every day. So create a new tab for each month. So this one's called March 16. So you'll have March 16, April 16, June 16, and so on and so forth the whole way through. And then every single day you need to report on the data. So you put the date in, and then you get the ad spend. And I'll show you how to do this correctly. And it's important that you report on yesterday's data. So don't report on a day until it's had its full 24-hour time window. So let's say you don't report on data at the end of the day unless you're well past midnight. So you want to wait like at least 4 or 5 hours past midnight for the data to really settle into Facebook's reporting system. The best time to report is the next morning. So any time after about 6 a.m. is the best time to report on yesterday's data. Now, you do not want to report using Facebook's data. So in here in the Facebook Ads Manager, this data that Facebook gives us, most of the time I've found it to be wrong. So it's kind of hit and miss. Sometimes this data is on point, it's 100% accurate. Sometimes I've seen it as wrong as 80% off. So, it's just the luck of the draw. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong or right. It's just because we're using pixels and everything, it's not the best data. Now, this data is good for helping us understand which campaigns and ad sets are winners and which ones are losers. And it's good for making a lot of decisions on a day-to-day basis. The data serves as an indicator. That really is the best way to do it, the best way to say it. I mean, this data is helpful. It helps us make decisions. It's a good indicator, but it is by no means, it's by no means accurate, and sometimes it's off by 80%. So when you're reporting daily and you want to report into the spreadsheet here, you want to pull your data off. You want to base your reporting on real data. So I stress the word real. This data here is 100% accurate, and I'm going to show you how to pull this data and how to report on it daily. So once again, because this is very important, report on real data only. Don't report on Facebook's data. So you're always reporting on yesterday's numbers or on yesterday's data, and here's where we pull these different things from. So ad spend, which is the first column we have here, date, we know what the date is. Ad spend, we pull this from Facebook. So Facebook, we look at our campaign and we see what our ad spend was for yesterday, and we pull that data in and we put it here. And Facebook is very accurate at telling us how much money we spent, so we can rely on it for that. Clicks. Now, clicks, Facebook can get wrong, and you want to make sure that the clicks that you're tracking are real clicks over to your landing page, because Facebook can track a whole lot of different types of links, like if someone likes it, if someone comments it, if someone clicks the ad but doesn't quite make it to your landing page, they still count that as a click, even though they didn't hit your landing page. So here's how we record real data on clicks. So back here, I've said that you can use PrettyLink or Bitly. So I personally use PrettyLink. So if you go to WordPress and you download the plugin called PrettyLink, you can set up a tracking link, I'll just quickly show you this here. So you log into WordPress and you can set up a free plugin called PrettyLink. You can download it and you can put in your URL. So you put your target URL as your landing page, and then you can call this one like FB paid ads. And what PrettyLink will do is it will create a link for you, and you use this link in your ads. And now what we can do with PrettyLink is check our links here. So we can look at our different links and see how they are reporting and see how many clicks we got. So if I click on let's just grab this link here. PrettyLink can give us reporting data on this. So I'll figure out where it does that. So if we go to this link here and I click on here, PrettyLink records the data, and we can change the time for a particular day. So we change it to the time period for yesterday, and PrettyLink reports to us exactly how many people clicked on that link. So Facebook gives us one number, PrettyLink gives us the real number. If you don't have WordPress or you're not using PrettyLink, you can use something called Bitly, B-I-T-L-Y. If you just do a Google search for that, you can get that. And what this allows us to do is report on real clicks. We want to know what real data is, and that's what you're reporting on daily. Now CPC, this is cost per click. To do this, we just do our own math. So if we go back to our spreadsheet here, you can see my CPC calculation. What you want to do is ad spend divided by clicks to get your CPC, and then that's how you pull that one. It's just simple math. And then number of leads. So you don't want to use the Facebook data again. You want to find out how many people actually opted in. Now to do this, you just go into Unbounce. Unbounce can tell you how many leads you got for how many days, or you can use your CRM like ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft to see how many people actually opted in. Number of leads is actual people's email addresses. And that's how we report on this data here. Now we have landing page conversion. And to do that, we have, cost per lead, obviously. So for cost per lead, we do our own math again. We take how much money we spent, and we divide it by how many leads we got, and we get the cost per lead figure. The next thing is our landing page conversion. Now to pull this, we do our own math, or we can use unbounce. Unbounce gives very accurate reporting, so does lead pages, but you should also do your own math. So, if so many people clicked, and if we got so many leads, so what is 31 out of 74 as a percentage? Well, that gives you your landing page conversion. And then the number of apps that we got. So how many strategy session applications did we get? Well, you can check your email, or you can check your strategy session form and see for the 24-hour time period yesterday how many people actually applied for a strategy session with you. That gives you this number here. Cost per app. This number is very simple. It's total ad spend divided by number of apps. That gives us this data. Number of qualified apps. So this is out of those 4, how many actually are qualified. So if there's some that are absolute garbage, you don't count them. So out of 4, I think 3 are good, so I just count this as 3. Now you have to use human judgment to pull this number here. Cost per qualified app. Now this is total ad spend divided by total number of qualified apps. You can just do your own math. And then cost per qualified app, I've told you that. Sales. Well, I'm sure we all know how many sales we made yesterday. You want to keep record of your sales, I'm sure you do, and I'm sure you know how many sales you made. So you report on the number of sales. Now you're able to work out your cost per acquisition or your cost per sale figure. So this is your ad spend total divided by the number of sales. And this gives you your cost per sale. So this is how much you're paying to acquire a customer. And then the final column is 7-day cost per acquisition average. So on your first 7 days of reporting, you just have nothing. Then on your 7th day of reporting, you get this total here. And then you average it from there on in. And this is telling you on average what your numbers are. Now this is useful to see if things are trending up or down. So over a 30-day or 60-day or whatever time period, it's good to see, it's good just to see how things are averaging out. You can see whether things are getting more expensive, cheaper. This is just a 7-day cost per acquisition rolling average. So that is how we pull this data, and it's important that we report every single day. Every day, block out an hour in your calendar. When you get good at it, it'll honestly only take you 20 minutes. And then once you get more established, you can hire somebody else to do it. So I have somebody else just log into my accounts, do my campaign management, pull all the reporting and everything for me. But it's very important that you do it yourself in the beginning. So that is how we report on the real data. Extremely important. When you report on the real data, all of your business decisions and advertising decisions will become a lot more easy to make. Like when we know the real numbers instead of just, most of the time when business people have problems, it's all emotional. They're like, oh, my business is struggling, but that's just an emotion they have and they don't know what the real diagnosis is. If you report on real data every single day, you keep accurate records of everything, your business is no longer some sort of mythical hope thing. It's just predictable, and that's what we all want. So in summary, don't think or use your emotions. This is data and KPIs only. So when you're doing sales and when you're talking to people, there's way more emotion involved. It's got nothing to do with data. But then when we get into managing our campaigns, we've got to be good at data. So make sure you give everything enough time and statistically significant. The biggest mistakes I see people make is just not giving things enough time, or not giving things enough clicks or opt-ins, or just not doing enough strategy sessions. If someone says, oh, I don't think this is working, I'm like, well, how many strategy sessions have you done? And they'll often say 1 or 2. Of course it's not working. Like I said, I often do 10 in a row and don't close anything. So you've just got to do enough of it. Your volume has to be high enough to really achieve results. Also, make sure that you only change one thing at a time and then collect the new data. And make sure that you report on the key data every single day and keep records. Guys, I can't stress it enough. You need to keep daily records of everything. And with this stuff, there's no such thing as this doesn't work. That's not even a remote possibility. All that means is that you just did not follow this process. You have to follow the process. You have to report on your data. If you do that, you'll get the outcomes. That's just a fact. If you know how to buy ads, and if you know how to do strategy sessions, and if you have a good program, there is absolutely no way how you couldn't be very wealthy. Like when you're good at buying ads, and when you're good at doing strategy sessions, and when you have a good program, you will honestly get to the 7-figure mark. I can't see any way how you could not make a 7-figure income when you can do all three of those things well. And this thing in particular, media buying and Facebook management and stuff, it's absolute science. It has nothing to do with luck or chance. There's no such thing as this doesn't work, or it just means you just didn't follow the process and you haven't been reporting on your numbers and doing things properly. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Now, Facebook level 1 is enough to get you started, and it will probably be enough for like your first 2 or 3 months. You know, you could run a 6-figure or even 7-figure business just off level 1 training alone. But I really want to over-deliver to everyone in my training, and so Facebook level 2 is going to, really show you how to scale things up. It's not necessary for you to do, but if you want to really step things up to the next level, then check out the Facebook Level 2 training. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next training.